Hello everyone, this is Karst, and welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy. This is probably going to be the final episode thus far as the game goes, because I am now at every possible achievement in the game, except for the Hufflepuff reaching the map portion. So, I'm actually going to just make a character. This is going to be my guy. It's going to be a wizard. And without any further ado, let's go.
Professor Weasley! We've one more to be sorted.
Welcome. You're just in time. Have a seat.
Ah, yes. A bit older than the others, aren't you? You come here with preferences and preconceptions. Certain expectations.
I can't wait to explore.
I'm looking forward to exploring Hogwarts and the world beyond the castle and grounds.
Indeed. Much can be gleaned by having an adventurous spirit, but your professors have a great deal to teach you as well. I wonder... I detect something in you. A certain sense of... what is it?
Loyalty.
A sense of loyalty? I believe myself to be a true friend. I know I value that trait in others.
You do not give up easily, do you? You are undaunted by challenges that lie ahead. And your loyalty to a friend delayed your arrival here this evening. Perhaps you belong in Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff House, known for patience, loyalty, and hard work. Sounds good to me.
Better be Hufflepuff!
Oh, and one more thing.
I think we can pretty happily
Due to the
skip this
unfortunate-
conversation now.
It's quite uncommon for a student to begin as a fifth year. Might be a bit of work, but I'm sure that's never stopped you before.
It hasn't, Professor.
Now, here we are at the entrance to the Hufflepuff Common Room.
This is the entrance.
Indeed. I will explain what to do, but I hesitate to do it myself as one errant knock leads to being doused in vinegar. Most unpleasant. You must tap the barrel, 2 from the bottom, middle of the second row, in the rhythm of Helga Hufflepuff.
So random, but okay. So, we've never seen the Hufflepuff common room in the books. At all. So this should be interesting.
Well done. Now go on in and get some sleep. You have a big day ahead of you tomorrow. I shall be back in the morning to collect you for your first class.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoy your first night at Hogwarts. Sleep well.
Thank you.
Looks like everyone's gone.
Oh, this is
Glad to
really
come.
homey. I like it. Yeah, it's very nice warm colors, very welcoming. Looks very cozy. This is kind of reminding me of a Hobbit hole, though, to be frank. Which might be part of it. Oh yeah, this is very nice. Okay, more beds, of course. I guess the girls will probably have some sort of stairs that lead up to them as well, and then you get cut out or kicked out. So intriguing. So all of these lead out here. That's the common room. Common room. Everyone's staring at me. Okay. Is that the? Hey, it's the Fat Friar. I guess it makes sense that, what's her name? Garlic would have been a Hufflepuff. Nope, this is the way out. Okay. So I guess those would be the stairs up to the girls' dorms, and then you were not allowed up there. Yep, not allowed. Okay, so I'm talking to Adelaide, Arthur, and Lenora. Hey, Lenora.
Oh, hello. She's awfully regal, isn't she?
Is that your owl?
I don't know who she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here.
Well, yes, I
Owls
would
choose
assume
their
so.
own company anyway. Wait, you're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself, especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know.
I do have a lot to catch up
I am
on.
a bit concerned. I have a lot of catching up to do.
Indeed, 4 years of schoolwork is a bit... Being that far behind, I'd feel so... inadequate.
You're not making my
Of
life any
course,
easier.
Presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff, you'll prove yourself in no time.
That's the plan.
I'm hard-working too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a searing wit. At least people have always told me so. I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly. Well, mustn't keep you. You've such a lot to do.
You think you should have been a Ravenclaw?
Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw?
Well, my brothers were. They both work in ministry now. I suppose you could say that wit runs in the family. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've always had plenty in common with her. Determination, valor, daring. The old sorting hat was spoiled for choice with me.
So why did you pick Hufflepuff then?
It was nice meeting you, Lenora.
I mean, it
Of
was your
course.
choice in the end, right?
Adieu.
Adieu. Arthur is over here. Are you?
You don't need to be frightened, little cat.
Oh, hey, it's the guy who gives you one quest and then you never talk to again in the game.
I can't quite reach.
Come on, he went that way.
Well, yes, you
Hope
did.
they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone a cat. I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes. Welcome to Hufflepuff, by the way. Really glad to have you in our house. I'm Arthur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat?
No, one of the first years, I think. Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
A shame. I think magical beasts are incredible.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible.
Best thing about coming to Hogwarts. Nifflers, glumbumbles, bowtruckles. I thought they were only pictures in books before. Well, Dad did bring home a puffskein once. Mum was furious. Anyway, I better go make sure the first years caught that cat. Don't want them to be late on their first day.
Have you ever had a pet?
Have you ever had a pet, Arthur?
No. My mother's a muggle, and as
Oh,
soon as the
that makes
puffskein
sense
my
then.
dad brought home stuck its tongue up her nose, it went right back to the shop.
Alright, good luck, Arthur.
Nice meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat.
Thank you. Try not to get lost in the castle yourself.
Oh, I've been through the ringer already. Don't worry about me. And Adelaide, you're the one with the uncle that I rescued.
Oh, Uncle. This
Oh,
doesn't
yep,
sound
already
like
talking
you.
about him.
Something's wrong. Oh, hello there. You're the new Hufflepuff, yes? I'm Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle. So tell me, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors. Were you really nearly gobbled up by a dragon?
Perhaps.
That one is true. Not the typical start to a new school.
That's dreadful. Well, I'm glad you made it here alive.
Thank you.
Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day.
Is your uncle okay?
Are you sure everything is all right with your uncle?
Oh, yes. He travels for work, always busy. I'm sure he just wrote it in a rush. Nothing to worry about.
All right, nice meeting you.
Thank you, Adelaide. Be seeing you.
Of course. And good luck.
Is the new Hufflepuff out of bed yet?
Hey, Poppy.
Professor Weasley's waiting for them outside the common room.
I kind of wish I got to talk to Poppy first. Darn it. She's like the only Hufflepuff of note in the game, so. That said, there's like no Ravenclaws of note either. It's mostly just the Gryffindors and the Slytherins. Mostly the Slytherins, purely through Ominous and Sebastian. Anyway, I'm going to cut ahead now because this is going to be essentially the same as... What? Just broke. Essentially the same as every other section here. So, be right back. So, just a random thought. I did get a new graphics card, and I'm able to play at maximum settings now with RTX on, like everything. Now, the problem is, I don't actually like how shiny it makes Hogwarts. Look at this. It makes Hogwarts so shiny looking. It's like everything is polished, right? Like the ground is perfectly polished. Very, very nice reflections. Yes, but this is like a centuries-old castle. I don't think it's supposed to look this, you know. It's not supposed to look this clean, I think. So, like, seeing this, especially, like, when it's, like, overly done like that, I'm kind of like, ooh, I think I liked it a little better without the RTX, to be honest. I don't even know what this is reflecting at this point. But yeah, anyway, I'm just going to continue on.
I think each of us has had enough excitement for one day. Class is dismissed.
Ugh, my robes are going to reek from Gareth's awful.
Time for the Hufflepuff unique quest. Whenever someone wants to message me, I'm ready. Come on. Oh, there we are.
A portrait in our common room wants to talk to you. It's Eldritch Diggory. He used to be the Minister for Magic, I think.
Alright, to the Hufflepuff common room. Here we are. Eldritch Diggory. That's one I don't remember. Obviously Diggory, that's a popular name that we all know and love, but Eldritch, really. It's an interesting first name. Hey, Pfeffer. Hello there.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself. So few students know who I am these days. Eldritch Diggory, former Minister for Magic and founder of the Aura recruitment program at your service. I believe you can help solve a decades-old murder, thanks to that book you found, and, in particular, its missing pages.
How do you know about the book and the pages?
We portraits hear more than you might suspect, and most of us can keep a secret. So, what say you? Surely a Hufflepuff such as yourself would be inclined to help seek long overdue justice.
Of course. Sounds intriguing. Well, yes, it sounds
This
intriguing.
could be right up my street. Even we Hufflepuffs enjoy a good mystery.
Glad to hear you are up to the challenge. Plus, I believe you'll benefit from this undertaking. My great-niece, Helen Thistlewood, can provide you with details. She's retired now, but was a skilled aura in her day. And the unsolved murder of which I speak was her case. I often visit my portrait in her home, in the nearby hamlet of Upper Hogsfield. Shall I tell her to expect you?
How would the pages help her?
How could a few pages of a book help her solve an old case?
A boy disappeared with those pages, but they never found the body. A girl was convicted of his murder nonetheless. It seems those pages could exonerate her somehow. My great-niece can tell you more.
Could you tell me more about Helen?
Can you tell me more about your great-niece?
Cream of the crop when it comes to auras. A star pupil here, and then an exemplary servant to the ministry. And her spark hasn't diminished one bit in her retirement. She and I often chat about old cases and our glory days. No offense, but It's nice to get away from the students and converse with someone who's familiar with my legacy.
And when were you minister?
When were you the Minister for Magic?
Over 100 years ago. 1733 to 1747, to be precise. The stories I could tell you. Oh, didn't have the chance to do all that I could. I was in the midst of reforming Azkaban when my life was cut short by dragon pox. I was sneezing sparks to the bitter end.
I'm always curious about, like, the mentality of the photographs. Like, obviously it's not the original person, but it maintains all of their knowledge and memories and personality. It's strange. It's like copying yourself into... Like, it's kind of like cloning yourself. It's you, but it's not you. I shall head there directly.
I shall go and see her right away.
Brilliant. With what I suspect is your knack for hard work and her keen mind, both mysteries may be solved sooner than you think. I shall see you there. Soon, I hope.
Helen Thistlewood. That's the plan. And it's all the way north of here. Alright, I guess there's a little bit more traveling involved in this one. I'll see everyone there. Helen, we must speak.
This must be the place Minister Diggory mentioned.
Let's
Helen
unlock
lives around
this in
here
case I need to
somewhere.
come back later. Upper Hogsfield. Helen, let's chat.
Here you are. I'm pleased to see you took my advice.
Of course.
Madam Thistlewood, I met your great-uncle in his portrait in my common room. He sent me to speak to you.
I'm pleased you came. Uncle Eldridge believes the book you found and its missing pages may be relevant to an unsolved case from my time as an aura.
Very well. I'm listening.
Decades ago, a student named Richard Jackdaw disappeared after going to meet a girl named Anne. They never found his body. When his headless ghost appeared briefly in Hogsmeade, wholly unaware of how he died, Anne was convicted of his murder and sent to Azkaban.
That
It was
seems like
in
a
large
stretch.
part due to the testimony of a girl called Apollonia Black. Jealous of Anne, I think.
That sounds terrible, but I'm not sure how I can help.
Anne's alibi was somewhat labyrinthine. She said Jackdaw promised her adventure following a map he found on some pages he'd stolen from Peeves.
And you think Peeves ripped those pages from the book I found in the restricted section?
If my great-uncle is to be believed, yes. At least that's what the portraits at Hogwarts suspect. Anne insisted that Jackdaw had asked her to follow the map with him, but only after she solved a series of puzzles he'd prepared. Odd way to woo a girl. She swears she never even solved the first puzzle, so they didn't meet. Jackdaw's ghost vanished almost as soon as he appeared. Without Jackdaw's puzzle, pages, or remains, Anne was sent to Azkaban based solely on Apollonia's spurious testimony.
I don't understand. What can I do to help?
I believe Anne may have solved the first puzzle by now, but after spending time in Azkaban, she's a shadow of her former self. She won't speak to anyone she doesn't trust, and she trusts no one. If you, a student with a connection to the pages, like Jackdaw had, spoke to Anne, she might reveal new information.
Well, it's interesting because Apollonia Black is the one that Jackdaw was kind of pursuing in the Slytherin quest. So it's kind of interesting to see it all come together. So, we're about to visit Azkaban. This is kind of a big draw that I'm surprised it kind of cordoned off to Hufflepuff quest only. But let's go. Anything to see Azkaban, really.
I've always wanted to see Azkaban.
Count me in. Do it.
I suppose it has a peculiar appeal to some, but it can be terribly disconcerting. Fortunately, being a retired aura has its benefits. We can apparate right to her. I've escorted ministers, professors, and many others to that blasted place. Never a student, I'll admit, but I will keep you safe.
Tell me more about Apollonia.
Can you tell me more about Apollonia Black?
Wretched, vindictive girl, that one. Apollonia claimed that Anne threatened to kill the boy after he broke her heart. The Black family's power over certain people in the Ministry, along with the fact that Anne is Muggle-born, sealed her fate.
Of course. Can you tell me more about Anne then?
I'd like to know more about Anne.
That poor soul. Never was the brightest girl. And that lack of wit proved to be her undoing.
I half suspect Jackdaw and Apollonia were merely toying with her. Who could have known he'd end up dead?
She's not held up well in Azkaban. In some ways, she blames me for not proving her innocence. I'd like to clear her name if we can.
What happened to Jackdaw's ghost? Why did it go
You
away?
said Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly, then vanished. Where do you think he went?
I have no idea. Evidently, he was always a bit restless, going on and on about adventure. If I had to guess, he tired of Scotland and is somewhere on the other side of the globe by now.
Sounds good. I'm ready to go.
Very well.
Let's go to Azkaban.
Steady yourself. We'll apparate together. Don't worry, I've never splinched anyone.
Thank you. It's
Do
like the
take
only
care
time they've
and
mentioned
tread
splinching.
lightly in that horrible place.
I'm sure
We'll
I'll be
there
fine.
in but a moment.
Oop. All right.
Expecto Patronum!
I suppose those are probably more book accurate, but I kind of really like the movie portrayal of them. Like
That
a
ought to
lot.
keep them at bay for now. Though, be aware, you may feel a wave of despair. It will pass.
So like a
Thank
daily
you for the
occurrence.
warning.
This really is a dismal place. But we'll be out of here soon enough. Now follow me. Do keep your wits about you.
I never thought I'd see the inside of Azkaban for myself.
Nasty Dementors. Not even I could convince the Ministry to send them off. There's no need for such monsters.
This is quite interesting because there's... Oh, there they are again. Loading screens in this game show this area, actually. I never realized it was Azkaban. They just had this, this asset kind of lying around, hidden away for Hufflepuff only. Kind of wish they flowed a little cooler. They just kind of look like birds from here. I mean, I guess it almost looks like they're T-posing at us, so I guess that's scary. They're asserting dominance.
Careful around, Anne. She's been here a lot longer than the rest of us.
No one's going to comment on the fact that a kid just showed up to Azkaban? No one? Okay. Ah. So this is what it's like to be a prisoner. Yeah, let's move on. Hi there. You seem... Yep, that seems about right. Don't think there's anyone in this one. At least not yet.
If I had my wand, I'd cast Crucio on the lot of you!
And that's why you're in here. Hello.
You don't scare me, young cur. They teach you so little of what you should know at Hogwarts.
Okay. I'm not here to scare you anyway.
That witch you're with has a dark cloud over her. I can feel it.
Yeah, you seem sane. But no, so it's kind of interesting that no one's like, oh no, there's some random people who apparated into Azkaban. First of all, I'm surprised you can apparate into Azkaban in the first place. Although I guess it might be because she's an Auror, or former Auror.
My only friend. My only hope.
No one at school's going to believe this.
Now remember, Anne has been here a long time. The Dementors aren't kind. Have patience and speak to her quietly and respectfully.
I'll do my best.
Are you Anne?
Who's there? Who speaks to me? Is that death finally come for me?
I'm a student from Hogwarts. I found the book that you said would exonerate you.
Ah, the book, the book. No one would
Look, none of the mages found the pages. Methinks the feckless knave meandered to his cave. My fate was surely sealed in Upper Hoggyfield.
I understand. I don't think asking her why she's cryptic is nice, given we know why she's cryptic.
Are you saying that the missing pages are in a cave? Near Upper Hogsfield?
Field, ruins house, a vault concealed.
A vault in some ruins? Near Upper Hogsfield? I suppose it can't hurt to look.
Can't hurt to look. Go find the pages from your book. Helen, know you're here. Come in closer, be a dear.
What is it, Anne?
Is that magic? I mean, she's both. How did I disactivate? She did it, right? I don't think I have that ability.
You're hurt.
Go. The cave. You're safe now. You have what you need. I'll be all right once I get...
Oh. I hope she's okay. What the heck? I guess she went to Mungo's maybe to seek help?
But Madam Thistlewood, All right. I'll find it.
You sidestep in there?
I'll find Jackdaw's cave.
You okay? Alright. I don't think it's too far away. 100 meters. Here we are, Jackdaw's cave. So, just a little bit underneath the town.
A castle. This must be the place Anne told me about.
This looks like
it's been here for ages.
Another traditional... Yeah, this just looks like any other puzzle cave, to be honest, but alright.
Accio! No, that's not it.
Yes to that.
No. How did you do this, Jackdaw? It's no wonder I never found that clue.
I mean...
You'll not outfox me, Jackdaw.
It's not that hard, but okay. If Anne never figured it out, I'm very sorry to her.
Accio! No.
It's very unfortunate for Anne if she couldn't figure it out. Oh, there we go. We're done.
You couldn't outwit me, Jackdaw. Now, where's the clue you left behind?
My dearest Anne, well done. You solved my puzzle. I knew you were a kindred spirit, and the only one with whom I could truly share my adventures. Meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest as soon as you can, and I will show you the map that I mentioned. There's no telling where it will lead us. I found it on pages that Peeves ripped from a secret book, and no one else seems to be able to find it. Oh, and no one else seems to be able to find. I haven't any idea what lies ahead, but I'm sure to know I shall share my future with you. This is only the beginning. Richard. P.S. I am terribly glad you found this, as I would have gone on alone if you did not. And what fun would that be? Yeah.
A note from Jackdaw. Anne never found it. So how did he die? Was she to blame at all?
I choose to say no. I wonder if Jackdaw's ghost is going to pop up here. And I wonder if we're going to run back.
Looks intriguing.
What? This cave? I'm already in it. Oh, hello, Jackdaw.
Could it be? Has someone solved my puzzle after all these years? Well done indeed. Richard Jackdaw, at your service.
The Richard Jackdaw. I heard you disappeared years ago. You have some explaining to do.
I do? That was my puzzle you solved. What are you doing here?
A retired aura, Helen Thistlewood, told me about a map you stole from Peeves. And then Anne told me about a cave.
You saw Anne? Broke my heart. I had to go on without her. Probably best of her in the end. Dare I ask? How is she?
Well... She's in Azkaban, and she's lived there for her entire life at this point. Well, it's not his fault, really.
She was imprisoned in Azkaban for your murder. I fear the Dementors have taken an irreversible toll on her.
What? Azkaban? Oh, poor Anne. I had no idea. I thought she'd written me off. I've been traveling the world for years to mend my broken heart. I came back here only recently, on a whim. I must speak to the aura you mentioned and see how I can help Anne.
I'm glad to hear it. Before you go, would I still be able to find the pages with the map Helen mentioned?
I'm almost certain I dropped them in the cave the moment I was beheaded. They're bound to be mouldering away with the rest of me. Tell you what, meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you precisely where to find them.
Sounds like a plan. Is this all Apollonia's fault?
Helen
Yes.
mentioned Apollonia Black. Did she set up Anne to take the fall?
Have you never met any members of the Black family? They can be rather vindictive. Once Anne showed an interest in me, Apollonia couldn't let it alone. That her own heart had grown cold simply didn't matter.
And then the rest of this we pretty much already know, but let's do it anyway.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you lose your head?
I was having a look about when I suddenly sensed a refreshing breeze, after which I felt, well, lightheaded. That's all I remember. Hence, if you do find yourself in a cave, be prepared. I can't tell you what for specifically, but you seem a perceptive sort. Beware a light breeze.
Will do. And he just
How is it
picked up,
possible to
basically.
steal from Peeves?
Yeah, this is stuff
I
we already
didn't
know.
steal the pages from his ghostly form. I merely found them in his wake of destruction. He has a penchant for wrecking things. Books, bottles, suits of armor, whatever's likely to cause the most chaos. Found them on the floor outside the library where he discarded them. Not my luckiest find, all things considered.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I need to find those pages to help a friend.
I shall see you there.
Sounds like a plan. I hope the aura lady
These rocks have seen
will be
better
okay,
days.
but I guess we won't find out. All right, so when I finish this quest, essentially it will be literally the last achievement available for this game for me. So for the time being, this is going to be it for Hogwarts Legacy on my end. I hope that you enjoyed what you saw here today, and that you're doing well wherever you are. This has been Karst with Hogwarts Legacy. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.